The pursuit of authentic selfhood, a perennial philosophical inquiry, necessitates a rigorous and often unsettling interrogation of the socio-cultural matrices that insidiously construct and constrain individual identity. The seductive allure of conformity, a siren call promising seamless integration into the collective, frequently masks a subtle yet profound erosion of the individual's ontological integrity. To passively acquiesce to the prevailing zeitgeist, to become a mere cipher within the dominant narrative, is to abdicate the existential imperative of self-creation, effectively transforming oneself into a simulacrum of societal expectations rather than an autonomous agent of one's own becoming. This surrender of individual agency precipitates a pervasive sense of existential anomie, a feeling of being adrift in a sea of borrowed values and prescripted narratives, devoid of genuine purpose or meaning. The true tragedy resides not merely in the absence of external validation, but in the insidious silencing of the internal dialogue that yearns for authentic articulation. This silencing represents a profound loss, a diminishment of the individual's capacity for self-determination, and a foreclosure on the potential for genuine self-expression. The courage to transcend the well-trodden path, to embark upon the often uncomfortable and frequently disorienting odyssey of self-discovery, demands a conscious and deliberate rejection of the comforting delusion of the crowd. This act of intellectual and spiritual rebellion, a defiant assertion of individual sovereignty, necessitates a period of profound introspection, a willingness to confront the inherent anxieties and uncertainties associated with solitude. It is within these self-imposed exiles, far removed from the cacophony of external stimuli and the incessant demands of social performance, that the individual begins to discern the subtle nuances and intricate contours of their own being, and ultimately unlock their authentic self. The endeavor of self-excavation, a profound journey into the innermost layers of the psyche, can be an arduous task, requiring an unflinching honesty, a steadfast dedication to truth, and a readiness to face one's intrinsic limitations, vulnerabilities, and shadow aspects. Yet, it is within this crucible of solitude, this threshold of self-confrontation, that the authentic self is forged, refined through introspection, and strengthened by an unwavering sense of self-reliance. This process transcends the mere uncovering of a pre-existing self. It involves the active construction and shaping of one's identity through continuous self-reflection, critical examination, and personal growth. The journey inward, while ostensibly isolating and potentially fraught with peril, is not an exercise in solipsistic navel-gazing or narcissistic self-absorption. Rather, it constitutes a necessary precursor to the formation of genuine, reciprocal, and ultimately meaningful relationships. As the individual delves into the labyrinthine complexities of their own psyche, exploring the hidden pathways and unearthing the dormant potential within, they begin to resonate with a clearer, more defined existential frequency. This newfound clarity, this refined sense of self, attracts others who vibrate on a commensurate wavelength, thereby creating the potential for authentic communion and the formation of genuine community. This soul tribe, transcending the superficial affiliations, often forged through societal conformity or external pressures, embodies a profound, resonant understanding, a collective appreciation for the arduous, yet ultimately transformative odyssey of self-realization. These connections are not contingent upon adherence to a shared dogma, ideological conformity, or superficial commonalities, but rather on a mutual recognition of the intrinsic value of individual expression, the audacity to pursue one's own verite, and the unwavering commitment to living a life of philosophical integrity and existential purpose. This community provides a sanctuary for mutual support, intellectual stimulation, and a shared exploration of the profound depths of the human condition. The experience of solitude, often misconstrued as a negative or undesirable state, should be reevaluated and recontextualized as an essential catalyst for intellectual, spiritual, and personal growth. It is within these periods of quiet contemplation, sequestered from the incessant distractions and superficial demands of the external world, that we gain access to the deepest recesses of our own consciousness, the hidden wellsprings of our creativity, and the untapped reservoirs of our potential. This introspective journey, this descent into the depths of the self, permits us to critically examine our preconceived notions, underlying motivations, and aspirational trajectories, ultimately leading to a more profound and nuanced understanding of our place within the grand tapestry of existence. The path may be arduous, the journey fraught with uncertainty, and the seductive comfort of the crowd may be relinquished, but the recompense is immeasurable. The realization of one's authentic self, the discovery of one's true purpose, and the eventual convergence with a community of kindred spirits, bound together by a shared commitment to truth, authenticity, and the pursuit of a life well lived. This pursuit, while intensely personal, is ultimately a profoundly human endeavor, connecting us to something larger than ourselves.